Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast featuring your host Superfly and Danny Daybar is open. What's good, man? How you been?
I'm good, bro. Just lucky to be in New York, New Jersey right now. Much safer than apparently where you're at, and we're in Florida. So yeah, man, doing well. How are things for you, bro? How's fucking California? Like the news makes this shit sound like it's like the second epicenter now. Like, how are things over there?
I don't know if it's the second epicenter, but it definitely sucks because officially today I think everything's back closed, so we're back to square one, basically what it was like in late March or whatever.
So bars, eating,
restaurants, gyms, we're just basically back to square one, and it's frustrating because we got a glimpse of like
hope,
a new norm. Norm, hope, like doing little shit that made us happy, like going to the gym, and movie theaters were about to open up. That was like a huge thing for me. That's one of my favorite things to do. And now it's back to square one. We can't do shit. I wasn't doing that much to begin with, so I'm not.
But it was the idea.
Yeah, the idea. Yeah. And just thinking of all this at this point, I'm like, we're gonna be dealing with this literally until there's a vaccine, and even then, I think only 50% of people are going to agree to do it. So I don't know how that's going to work. And I feel like they know that. So they're going to basically deny people from doing certain things who haven't gotten the vaccine.
Oh, so you're going through your conspiracy theory bag?
Yeah. I feel like they're basically going to, well, I don't know if there's like a nefarious reason for it. I think there's going to be a way for them to, I think they can already do this, but a way to scan like the skin where you got the vaccine. I think it glows with some shit, and places will be able to basically instantly tell whether or not you actually got a vaccine and can deny you. I feel like it's going to get to that point. So it's like, yeah, you can choose not to do it, but you're going to just have to go to McDonald's every day for fucking
dude.
dinner.
But my thing is that I get that. I know a lot of people like online are afraid of like the vaccine, and like that's one of the reasons why. But dude, my thing, my anti-point to that is, then how the fuck is everything okay in Europe and Asia then? You know what I mean? Like, if they don't have a fucking vaccine, and their shit's under control, and they're traveling. Like, dude, I legit have friends who are going from Ibiza to London. I'm like, oh, life's back to normal over there, and we're just fucking here stuck. So like, that's the only like my only like combat that point is just like other countries, especially in Europe, have fucking just figure out to like they do herd, immunity, where like everyone just gets it and then you figure it out, or they lock everything down and everything's back to normal. Because dude, people are happily traveling. So again, dude, if they don't have a vaccine and they're fine, I would hope that we figure out some kind of solution. That I would hate that. Hey, I can't go to LA Fitness or go to fucking AMC because I don't have some fucking blue line coming out of my arm.
I think it's just some stubborn American shit. Well, at least something about Asia, the countries that already where like 80% of the population was already wearing masks in general.
Cheers, by the way. Drinking.
Oh, cheers.
Drinking?
Yeah, I got tequila.
My dog.
Not the most classy setup, but better than nothing. Yeah, I feel like Americans are spoiled in the sense that we're independent thinkers, which I love. But at the same time, I think that's kind of our downfall is a lot of people, for one, believe these conspiracy theories. Some people literally don't think COVID exists at all. And we just don't want to compromise and, tell our son to not go to his Little League game. And like I mentioned to you, I bought a firearm. There was a guy who was banned from the store because he refused to wear a mask to buy a firearm. It's just little shit like this. For some reason, people are so fed up with wearing a mask. I understand it's not comfortable, but like you don't have to cause a scene and like literally almost get arrested because you don't want to put this piece of cloth on your face for fucking 20 minutes. Like, it's ridiculous to me. Even if I personally think COVID doesn't exist, the cost benefit like of wearing the mask for like 5 minutes just to go into a restaurant to pick up my order is really not that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah. People really hold on to those fucking like rights. Like, it's our right to do this. It's like, bro, come on, like just like Like, what is your stance? Like, why is this so important? Like, why can't you just wear this shit and go all over your day? Yeah, it's wild, dude. It's wild. Damn, I can't believe you guys are back to square one, bro. That's yeah, dude, you guys even haven't even hit the numbers we've hit in Florida, bro. And we're just doing status quo. Like, we're not like, they're not moving forward with like phase 3 and phase 4, which is like just open everything up. Yeah. But I think we're still like in phase 2, and that means like restaurants are still open, inside and outside seating. Dude, they just fucking hit 15,000 cases over the weekend on a daily basis, bro. And then what's wild is that, dude, when New York hit 10,000 cases, they shut everything down. And then, dude, we hit 15,000 cases and Disney World fucking opened on Monday. Like, it doesn't fucking make any sense.
That's why I saw those Disney World memes. Now I know why that's relevant. But then again, is it this process of elimination shit where basically you come in, you say you have a fever, shortness of breath or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just mark you down as COVID?
For where though? At the hospital or at the Disney World?
Hospital, because I've heard mixed things. I've heard some hospitals are incentivized to mark you down as having COVID, and others are incentivized to do the opposite. For like, I guess hospitals get a kickback if they or more funding or whatever if they mark down a certain number of patients.
Well, that's like going back into theories, bro. Like, dude, what do we know, man? Maybe Trump wants these numbers to get outrageous, so he can come in and save the day at the end of the day. Like, who knows, bro? Because it doesn't really make that much sense. Because obviously, I know New York has been aggressive, but like, dude, being in Florida, bro, like, again, maybe like just comparing it to my friends and family is not fair, but like, dude, there's no way they were doing that bad compared to, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the normal human being understood, like, hey, let's not go out, let's stay inside. Like, you're telling me there's like that many idiots who are just fucking constantly like ruining it for their, like, it's hard to believe the numbers are this fucking bad. So I don't know, bro. Like, it's hard to fucking understand like what's good or what's bad. It just sucks. Again, it just goes back to the point where it just sucks to see other states and countries doing well. Then there was a stat out: if Florida was its own country, it'd be the highest per day rate in the entire fucking world. Like, damn, that is terrifying, bro. Like, terrifying. So yeah, man, I'm legit. So I was telling you, like, I'm still in New Jersey right now. I'm going back to Florida on Friday. Just going for a week to celebrate my boy's 30th birthday and coming the fuck back. Like, that is it. Like, yo, getting my shit, and I'm gonna be in New York all of August. And then hope on September 1st, this shit's fucking better, because as of right now, bro, there's no point in me being there and like, you know, oh, let me just go to my, you know, my community pool or some shit and I fucking catch over some dumb shit. Like, yeah, it's not working.
I saw a meme that was pretty funny. It said, "Is being normal sick a thing anymore?" And I thought about it, because if I get a cold, like anything, people are gonna assume I have COVID. Stay fucking 100 feet away from me at any given time. I don't know the last time somebody was like, yeah, I'm under the weather. But maybe people are just afraid to.
Oh, no one's saying that shit right now. Yeah. No one's saying that shit right now, bro. Yep. No one's, because that's the first go. Dude, it really is a fucking social experiment on how you can like be like caring to your neighbor, bro. Because I was at Walgreens, bro, and I had the mask on. Maybe my mask was too tight, and I guess it was like really just cutting my like breathing. So I started coughing. And I was like, yo, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking.
Yep. That's how I feel too. But I'm like, do I want to live like this? This is some bullshit. I'm like, because in my mind, I'm like, if anything, the mask is literally there to prevent my cough from going anywhere. But I also didn't want some mob mentality to kick in and have everyone in the store jump my ass or like kick me out for coughing like once or twice.
Dude, this was back in March, so like right when this shit was going off, it was so long ago I was on a plane, that feels like forever ago. But dude, I was coughing like crazy on the flight back to Florida. So I don't know, because people just like weren't too like aware of what COVID was at the time, but bro, I'm like, yo, they're gonna kick me off this fucking plane. Like, they're gonna fucking stop this plane and just like, yo, get the fuck out. Like I was that nervous, bro, because yo, I was sneezing and coughing nonstop. I was like, this is not good. And again, I wasn't concerned about like, oh fuck, like I'm sick. I was like, dude, if they're gonna fucking either fuck me up or just like take me to the back of the plane and say you can't not move from like. So yeah, dude, it's terrifying. Like, my boy, once the gyms opened up in Florida, he went to work out like at a UFit, and bro, he legit felt a sneeze coming and ran to the bathroom because like, bro, I didn't want to get kicked out of the fucking gym.
That's valid. One of these Karens would do that shit. You got to carry like a loose cigarette on you or something. Just have it like half lit. No. Dry ice or something.
Oh man, but yeah, dude, it sucks. Yeah, again, it's shitty, but I really wish we can come back on a week and just say, you know, Florida and California moving towards, you know, a better situation. Again, the only fucking benefit I hope I see is that in New York, shit did change like gradually. You know what I mean? Like it was really bad in April, and then within 2 to 3 weeks, this shit just started getting really fucking good. So all we can do is just fucking hope that, I mean, at least California is shutting shit down. And again, like in Florida, bro, the shit is just status quo. It's just like, as long as you don't have like, again, as long as you're not a bar, you can pretty much go anywhere right now and still like have a normal life. Yeah. So that's scary, bro.
I think what they really need to do is just like flat out shut everything down I would be willing to have everything completely shut down essentially for 3 weeks. And I'm not even talking about what they did now, but like just no exceptions whatsoever. I haven't looked at the full list of what is allowed, but I think outdoor eating is still fine for whatever reason. I think there should just be no exceptions, because otherwise we're gonna be half-assing this shit for the next like 9 months. And I feel like other countries were just nipped it in the butt like immediately. We're like, okay, no one's doing shit for 3 weeks and we're gonna be fine after that. Whereas us,
the entire Northeast, bro, like, dude, like New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Connecticut, bro, these states all fucking were destroyed by this in March and April, and now have like no deaths, no hospitalization, just like loving life right now. Like my girlfriend's in Rhode Island right now. I'm like, all the restaurants, they just have different fucking rules. Like, hey, like if a waiter comes to your desk, you have to put your mask on, but you can, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, all right, we're gonna figure out a way to make this work and not fucking, you know, cripple people and, you know, ruin them mentally. But yeah, dude, but it's wild how like in Florida they were like, yeah, just go have fun. It's like, yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't buy that flight too, because it was tempting. It was $90, I think, to come in August. One, you wouldn't have been there. Two, I would have been in a fucking hotel, probably locked up with a CIA agent outside my door, just fucking checking up on me randomly every 2 hours.
Yeah, so. Dude, that's the other thing, bro. I've been avoiding going outside here because I got Florida plates, man, and they're getting stricter and stricter. Like, yo, we catch you outside with Florida plates. There's actually like 22 states. If one of those states that you have like the 14-day average is above a certain percentage, they're like, yo, you're gonna get a $2,000 fine on the spot. And I'm just like, damn. Well, that's not gonna work for me, bro. So
shit. Yeah, that'll keep you inside doors for sure.
Or just not come here, right? Like most people just won't come here. Like, hey, it's not worth the risk. So again, a lot of people aren't willing to drive 18 hours IM, so I don't go fuck. Yep. But it's easy for them to have those rules on people flying in, right? Because if you fly in, they know. So then you're fucked. So yeah, it is what it is, man. But let's get into the episode. Sure. Rona's fucking a bitch, so we're gonna go with episode 37. A lot of these numbers keep getting fucking higher. We're gonna call this one "Entangle This." And obviously a play on words with the whole Will and Jada thing. Dude, it's funny to me in a sad way how like this video came out, I think Friday, like the whole like Will and Jada red table talk on Facebook. Yeah. And bro, no more like George Floyd, no more Black Lives Matter. I'm like, bro, like how are we so easily distracted by the dumbest shit, bro?
Yeah.
Because my thing is like, none of the information that we learned from that red. Did you watch it, by the way?
Yeah. Oh no, I watched the clips. I didn't watch the.
Okay, I mean, it's only like 12 minutes long, so like I watched the whole thing. But like nothing we learned in that was new if you actually know about Will. Like they've always had their swingers, open relationship. They both admit that Will already knew about this. So really, like this whole interview was just for our amusement because nothing in the interview Will didn't know. Yeah. So it was just like, that was enough to just fucking like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, like literally Friday to today, Tuesday, every meme is just about this, and I'm just like, yo, how, dude? Like, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, yo, we need to be better than this. Like I get it was a funny moment, but like, dude, it's not that big a deal. Like, if it's not a big deal for them, I don't understand like why we were so enamored. Like, oh my god, like, can you believe like she did this to him, and he's a loyal, good father and husband? I'm like, he clearly cheated on her too. Like, she looks like she
said some shit like, I forget what the exact words, but she said something like, "Oh, you got me back already" or something. But I think the reason why it got so blown out of proportion is because Will and Jada are like, not only are they both like, well, more so Will, like A-list stars, mega stars, but they were like the picture perfect couple that if they ever broke up, then like monogamy's dead. You know, there's no hope for anybody, sort of thing. So I think that is what like drew people in, especially considering that August relative to Jada, Will Smith is like, it might as well have been me and you with Jada.
Yeah, 100%, bro. It might as well have been one of us fucking her, because I've never heard of August. Not in no month, especially in July. Like, I've never heard of this motherfucker in my life.
Actually, so, like, he was like to me, he was like a Walmart Trey Songz or some shit, or Chris Brown. Yeah, because
I saw that he actually won a few awards at some, like, at a BET at some point, right? Again, because I was when I saw him like this with fucking award, I was like, oh, people know. Like, I had no idea who the fuck he was. So.
He's actually a great artist. I didn't want to tarnish him by saying he's a Walmart Trey Songz. I meant more so in terms of like popularity and in the mainstream. But like in terms of music, he's actually great. I haven't listened to enough of his newer stuff, but to your point, I think I did hear about them being like swingers or in an open relationship. I've even heard some people say that Will Smith's on the down low and like he doesn't give a shit. And granted, they're both actors, so they could have faked this whole thing. I don't know. I doubt they faked it, but I'm sure they rehearsed this shit or something. They knew what they were gonna say to each other to a certain degree. I don't think they either.
So I think everyone was enamored, like all the memes. Like I feel like Will's become like the Jordan meme from like 5 years ago, like where like it's Jordan crying. I feel like that face of him just looking at her. But dude, so this is my thing, and obviously we're two guys in a relationship. But dude, I'll be honest, and you tell me like if you agree or not. So dude, first of all, he already knew about everything they were talking about, right? But there's one thing that if you and your girl know what's up, but then the entire world now knows what's going on, right? So as a guy, and we've seen these memes a million times, and I stand by it because I've been there, I believe it. Dude, if you cheat on your girl 1,000 times, but then the entire world knows that your girl also returned that, bro, there's a different kind of like, like, yo, it just fucks with you mentally. It's like, oh, like I did that, but damn, bitch, you did that to me? That's where I think like that face of him like looking at her like some kind of way was like, damn, bro, now everyone knows this woman like went behind my back, quote unquote, and like got dicked down by somebody. Like that's like that ownership of it, right? Like quote unquote, like if you're my girl, like no one can fucking touch you, look at you. Like don't worry about me cheating, that's fine. But like you can't fucking be touching, like no one can touch you. That's like that was really what we saw on that interview. We're like, damn, he's like, damn, this fucking bitch really got me here talking about her getting dicked down by somebody. I was like, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I know now that Joyner Lucas remix hits different when he's like, I gave Jada 1,000 kisses because he must have given August 500 out of those just by association. But there is something that hits different when I guess it comes to women. Maybe it's a societal thing that's our fault.
100%.
We don't. When it comes to guys, you kind of just expect them to get around, especially a celebrity like that who's good looking, fucking multi-millionaire, mega star. I don't think anyone would necessarily be surprised if like, yeah, we'll fuck this actress on this set or whatever. But if Jada did it, it's like, yo, you own this sacred body.
You home-wrecking bitch.
Yeah, you home-wrecking bitch. Like, how dare you? Like, you have the man of your dreams.
You have a good black man. How can you ruin this? This is why black men like white women. Like, some stupid shit. Like,
like, all that shit. But it's like, yo, if they agree to this, it's their business. They have, the right to do whatever they want. I wish more celebrities would be open about this stuff because they can normalize it. Granted, I know for some people it's like blasphemous to for
because
to have that kind of relationship.
It kind of goes against the essence. Like, if you're a Christian, especially, like,
Yeah.
this shit goes against everything about, like, a marriage, right? Like, you shouldn't be letting anyone else into your bed and touch your blah, blah, blah. So I get that. But I know I texted you over the weekend. This shit makes a lot of sense for me if all this crazy shit was going around in that house. Because, bro, that makes sense when Jaden and Will are being homeschooled and they're fucking respectively like 13 and 16-year-olds at the time and like writing all these in-depth love stories. I'm like, bro, like, there's no way, like, unless you witness this shit firsthand, that you know what these feelings mean. But like, now it makes sense. Like, bro, like, you're living in the greatest soap opera in American history, bro. Like,
Yo, plot twist. What if August actually wrote all that shit for them?
Amazing, bro.
That would be crazy.
Amazing.
I mean, it might be like missing link.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, I would hope not, bro. I love fucking Jaden Smith, so I really hope he wrote that shit.
Did they ever explain how he like infiltrated the family in the first place?
They said something about a family friend, and that August was really sick. So I'm assuming really sick means recovering drug addict. That's how I took it. And they just wanted to be there to help him out. And they have connections in the industry. So, hey, we'll put you with the right people. We'll get you help. And then, I know we both went to this immediately, but I feel like we should share it. When she said in the interview, like, I just wanted to feel good. I was like, Halle Berry getting piped down by Billy Bob Thornton in fucking Monster at Basketball. Like, that's exactly where my mind.
I'll never forget that scene.
Dude, for fuck's sake, nigga, that was fucking scene 16 on the DVD, bro. I bought that DVD just for that shit.
The scene of her like outside, butt naked on the beach chair, whatever the fuck she was on.
That was Swordfish.
Oh,
different movie.
Oh, I'm thinking of a whole different movie.
Swordfish with John Travolta. Okay. Yeah, when Wolverine, that character, Hugh Grant, whatever his name is. Hugh Jackman. Yeah, he comes over and she just go like this, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, no, Monster Ball, dude, she got piped out.
All right,
it's even a lyric in Jada Kiss's song Why Halle Berry gotta get piped by a white dude to win an Oscar or some shit like that. So whatever, bro. It was good TV. That's good. It was good cinema.
Damn, if that's what it takes to fucking get connected with the likes of Jada and shit, I'm about to start overdosing tomorrow.
Bro, yeah, that's always they talk about is like, I mean, that wasn't an extended interview, but like all they said, like, hey, he was really sick. We wanted to take care of him. We wanted to help him, and that's pretty much it, bro. So yeah, again, Entanglement, buzzword of the century apparently, or at least of the year. I really think it's going to be. I think we might have like put to bed the Michael Jordan meme, and it's just to be Will Smith looking at Jada like, you fucking bitch. You fucking nasty bitch. All right, there's a lot of shit that's happened in the last week, which is like wild. Considering like obviously like Rona's like should be the top of the mind. Dude, Kanye. I know we spoke about it last week.
Yeah.
He's running for office. He's in third place. Apparently, he has 2%
of votes.
2% of the American vote.
A lot
of fucking people, bro. But apparently they're putting out now that he's going through another bipolar episode, and he's not in the right mind, and his family's scared for him. So what do you take on everything, bro?
I don't know. When I hear that stuff, I'm kind of skeptical. Not to diminish the hardships of those that actually deal with being bipolar and having episodes and stuff. Because there's some nights where I feel like I'm fucking bipolar or depressed or whatever you want to call it. I just self-diagnose myself and I'm sad for whatever reason. But with this, I don't know, it's just really tricky. I guess why I'm skeptical is because he's releasing new music. He has released new music recently, and I guess you could say anybody who's going through something is going to use music as their outlet if that's what they do. I mean, that's why a lot of artists produce great bodies of work, is because they're going through something and they put it on record. But at the same time, I don't know, it just seems too convenient in a lot of ways. And I feel like he was always looking to, I think he's done this before where he's announced becoming president. He's kind of been eyeing getting in the White House for a while. So I feel like this isn't just some spur of the moment shit that like a crackhead would do or say. Like it seems very methodical with how he's going about it. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that whole thing. I feel like they're just trying to throw it under the rug or some shit.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, it just seems a little bit too convenient, and also because, like, yeah, he has 2% of the vote, which is also fucking terrifying, and just proves how fucking idiotic and how good marketing can influence the American people. But also that that interview that came out with him saying some pretty fucking outlandish shit, I think that was received very fucking poorly by a lot of people in his own camp. I think like Elon Musk, like a day later, was like, well, never mind. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like him getting that initial backlash from the entire country saying, you're a fucking idiot. I think that was his camp saying, whoa, chill, just an episode. He's not taking this serious. Like, relax, blah, blah, blah. Like that, it just felt too, dude, because like, not even a fucking week or 2 weeks went by, bro. He announced like on a fucking like whatever, like on a Thursday, and then like 4 days later they're like, yo, never mind, he was just going through an episode right now. So it just seems too convenient. Again, I hope he's getting the help he needs, because I know he's come out into obviously a lot that he has a lot of like mental, I won't say problems, but like stuff like mental health that he's trying to like figure out. But it just seems very convenient, right? Like, how come we weren't talking about this when he signed a fucking... Dude, I was going through the Yeezy Gap deal. Bro, that's just going to make him $1 billion, like, on its own. So, like, he wasn't fucking bipolar then. So how come, like, 3 days later, he's bipolar now? Like,
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I mentioned this with you, but... I mean, I've always thought to myself, like, why don't people like Mark Zuckerberg or whatever retire and just enjoy their billions? But I feel like there's just this innate human desire to want to do better, and Kanye's damn near done everything he could possibly think of. Got the baddest girl in the game, at least according to the US and general public. He's fucking conquered like every music goal possible, fashion. Like, what the fuck else can he do but just run the country? And I feel like that's why he's going this hard. But if he goes with this whole bipolar narrative and it's not true, I feel like it's only gonna fuck up his vote, because like, who wants a bipolar president?
But we're not gonna find out if it's right or like if it's true or not. We're not gonna find out, right? And it's just gonna be, again, years. I just hope that the Kanye vote isn't taking votes away from like Biden, like it's taking votes away from Trump. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, that's like, if this shit is actually just helping Trump in the long term, because Biden's fucking 90, so I just vote for fucking Kanye and it's better than fucking. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I hope for. But yeah, man, it just seems, again, just super convenient. Again, praying for him, genius, for sure. But again, there's always some controversy with Kanye. Like, again, like I don't want to like steal material from like Flagrant 2 and Brilliant Idiots, but like, it feels like once he married into that Kardashian marketing machine, they just always know how to like keep him relevant. And the fact that he's also talented makes them like the most powerful fucking family in the world, right? Because dude, the entire family is not talented, quote unquote. I mean, like, again, they're obviously smart, but as far as like, hey, I have this skill and this skill has made me become what I am. Like, whereas he actually has multiple skills and now also has the marketing genius that is Kris Jenner. Like, bro, that's a fucking bro, like, get the fuck out the way, bro. Like,
yeah, it's wild. And that's a good point, because every time I think of him now, like, naturally I kind of think about Kim and the rest of the family, even Travis and shit, which I don't necessarily like. But the only thing I did agree with him, and I didn't like listen to the whole interview or read it. I don't even think the interview's out, but I didn't read the whole transcript. But I read one portion that said something along the lines of like Biden, like listening to a white man tell you whether or not you're black, or not.
If you're black, you better vote for me. Like that?
Yeah. He basically saying, how are you gonna let a white man dictate your blackness? And that's not to say you shouldn't vote for Biden, but more so I think it brought up the fact that it is important that the black community, maybe not in this particular situation, but in most situations or in all situations, should try to break up all the noise in terms of like who they should vote for. Otherwise, they're like betraying their race. Obviously, like Biden and Trump is
like, yo, I'm voting for who the fuck is my interests served, not because like, oh, you're black, you have to be a fucking Democrat. Like, it's like, if you're from New York, you better be a fucking Yankees fan or some dumb shit. Like that, your presidential vote should not be like a sports thing, right? So I get that. Yeah. But dude, there's also like a couple things in that transcript. I just need to read it, but like, he was asked very direct questions about certain policies. And he's like, well, I don't know. I'll get back to you. It's like, bitch, you can't be announcing you're about to be president and like you don't have any fucking clue besides like, God will guide me. Again, I'm a Christian. I believe in all that stuff as well, but it's both, if not anything, bro. Like, you can't be like, well, we'll figure out a policy at the right time. I'm like, bro, you're jumping in at the fucking 12th hour. Like, we don't have time for you to fix. It's now or never, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no way he's winning, even if he's somehow like makes the ballot work for him.
There's no way he's winning. Period. My only concern is like, bro, don't take votes away from anyone, bro. Like, like the fact that shit's at 2% is fucking scary. Like, scary, bro.
Well, the thing is too, you're gonna have there's a lot of people who probably don't even know how like voting works in general. I'll admit, like 7-8 years ago, I had zero idea how that shit worked. Obama was the first time I voted, and I was barely getting a sense of like how the process worked and shit. And a lot of these fucking 18-year-old kids who are fanboys of Kanye probably think, oh, I just won't vote for anyone then if Kanye's gonna run this year or next year or whatever. So yeah, it could fuck it up to a certain degree, which I agree is kind of dangerous, but who knows to what degree it will.
And it's the most American thing right now. Like, how can we make this shit more fucking awkward for us right now? Kanye West. That's like that. But dude, it's so funny. Like you said, the first time you voted was for Obama. So same. But I actually remember I was very young. It was like 90. Damn, I want to say 96 or 98. The first time Bill Clinton ran and beat.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you ran. I'm like, damn, you said you were fucking a couple years older than me. Shit.
No, so the first time Bill Clinton ran and he beat George Bush Sr., I went in the booth. Obviously, my mom already knew she was voting for, but I was like, vote for Bill. Like, he's just so cool on TV. So that was the first time I actually voted. But speaking of Bill Clinton, and I know we obviously spoke about this a couple times, this Epstein shit is getting fucking pretty wild, bro.
Yeah.
So I think they officially said that her case, she got denied bail, so she's gonna be in prison for like a year because
she doesn't die.
Yeah, exactly. Her court hearing is until July of 2021, bro. So exactly a year from now, bro. They brought up the
Wait,
flight law.
You mean 2022?
No, 2021. So a year from now.
That would be 2021 would be 5 months from now, though.
No, it's July 2021.
Oh, I thought you said January. My bad.
Yeah, July. Yeah, so it's exactly a year. Oh,
she's definitely dying.
So, dude, but like everyone is apparently shook. Dude, Chrissy Teigen is on the fucking flight logs. So she went through and like deleted 60,000 tweets of like anything to do with children because like people were attacking her like, oh, pretty convenient you joking about kids back in 2014 or some shit. Like, bro, like it is like everyone's
Chrissy Teigen?
That flight log is like Chrissy Teigen, Will Smith, John Legend, Tom Hanks, Bill Clinton.
They're like the most wholesome people ever. I just can't see them doing any shit. Some other people I'm like, okay.
100%. But those flight logs come out and it's like, again, I've been invited to parties where I don't know the host. So that's probably the case here.
Yeah.
But again, you're also associating with someone
who
apparently these fucking islands are just like a circus for just like, hey, you want to fuck a 12-year-old? Go fuck a 12. Like just like shit was fucking ridiculous. So, what's your perspective on everything now that we know she's going to be locked up for a year and everything?
I mean, I don't blame her for doing that. If I went to some dude's party and they found out that dude was a creep and people were attacking him, I'd probably remove my photos with him because I'm trying not to associate with that motherfucker anymore. But I hope I mean, obviously, I hope they out everyone who's involved, but I hope it's people in power who were people we originally thought were wholesome and nice, because I think that'll encourage the public to be more critical and scrutinize the people that we put in power and things like that, because I think for the longest time we've just blindly accepted these corrupt ass people and politicians and celebrities who we think are gods walking on earth, and now we realize a lot of these motherfuckers are evil as hell.
Scum, bro.
Just straight scum, lying in your face, and not even just scum, but like legitimate psychopaths and sociopaths who aren't sympathetic or empathetic in any way, human shape or form, who just like are literally evil. Like there's not a single thing you could do to convince them that what they're doing is wrong, but they're pissed off they got caught. That's about as far as it'll go with them. It's just scary to think about.
I'm nervous, like everything you said I agree with. Like I'm just nervous that's gonna be people legit who we like thought were the shit. Like, yo, like good dudes, good women, and just like, wow, like you were a part of that shit and you have kids, and like, damn, like, yo, that's gonna be hard to fucking digest, bro. I hope it all comes out, bro. Like my thing, bro, like 2020 is like a year of like enlightenment and like finding yourself. Dude, let's fucking find out about all these people, bro. Let's fucking like, bro, if you're like, no more fucking like, prophesizing over false fucking prophets. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you're the best thing ever. Like, yo, let's fucking, hey, if I'm gonna fucking look up to you and like look to you for guidance, like I want to know that you're fucking about what the fuck you say, not like you're one way with the public and you're a completely piece of shit behind closed doors, bro. Yeah. So, again, although if it's Jay-Z was involved, I might still fucking listen to 444 and not give a fuck. But like besides that, I may stop watching Tom Hanks movies and shit like that. So
yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm thinking about like some comments, some anti-Semitic comments that football player made.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I think he reposted a Hitler quote or something. The thing is, like, evil people.
Did he repost a Hitler quote that Louis Farrakhan fucking said? Like it wasn't like a direct, like it wasn't like he posted like a Hitler video.
I think so, but I think the point is, like, even if Louis Farrakhan, is it Louis Farrakhan or Louis?
I don't know.
Farrakhan.
Bro.
I know that one's
Farrakhan,
right.
Yeah, I go by Farrakhan.
Farrakhan, he said some shit that was valid, like just talking about like black people in America, but the response to that is, oh, but he's anti-Semitic. And I think it's gotten to a point where if someone who might be evil in some way says something that's valid, we just don't want to hear it.
Dismiss it,
so
bro. We're so
Hitler could say pigs cannot fly, and you might believe they can fly because he said that, like shit like that. So
yeah, bro, and like even J.K. Rowling's being fucking obviously. She goes apparently she's going like on a Twitter rant like every other day about how like transgenders are like the curse from the devil.
I thought she was woke.
Dude, I think she's woke on everything but that. She does not respect the transgender community.
You like the gayest character in the book, but like as soon as you change your dick to a vagina, game over?
Yeah.
Damn.
Game over for her, bro.
It's not what Wizard is
like
about.
They're trying to dismiss her for other shit, like, oh, then all these Harry Potter books are fucking trash because she's a fucking she hates this race of people. It's like, bro, like, is it the case though? Like everyone's entitled like not to like you don't have to like everyone, bro. Like there's some people out there I don't like, you know what I mean? Like maybe I'm not fucking open about it, but like I feel like if it comes out in a fucking statement, I should be fucking like crucified for it. So
yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm like over this wokeness type stuff because there's like subgenres within it, and like it just becomes so difficult to manage that I don't know if there's any realistic way to not offend somebody. You almost offend somebody even just by asking them what's offensive. Like, yeah. I don't know how the fuck we tiptoe around this shit anymore.
And then it's like the same people who like yell for freedom of speech only agree with that when you agree with what they're fucking saying.
Exactly. Yes.
It's like, bro, like And I'm letting you say your part. Let me say mine. Like, you don't have to agree. Like, that's the whole point of, like, let's have a healthy conversation about, like, yo, like, all right, I get your point of view. I'm not gonna call the cops on you. Let me say mine, and don't call the cops on me. Like, let's just talk about this.
What tripped me out is, so on this wokeness thing, I was watching a podcast, and I guess someone who was formerly far left, this lesbian woman, a YouTuber and everything, like, left the far left. And one of the reasons was because I think she posted a video talking about how, like, ridiculous and confusing it was that, so this man, I think, identified as a woman, and then another man also identified as a woman, but they both look like males, but they wanted to be referred to as lesbians, I guess.
Okay.
And at that point, it just became, like, way too confusing. Like, what's what anymore? Like,
sure, yeah.
Like, man, are you a woman? Are you lesbian? Are you gay? Like, if you're formerly a woman and this dude's formerly a man and they come together, are they straight? Like, how the fuck does this shit work? And I think the frustration is there's no rule to this shit, and we don't even know where to begin because it's not it no longer is based on science, and it's based on the labels that you define. But how are you going to expect the public to automatically know that from the get-go? It's just really difficult.
And it's difficult, and it's a slippery slope, bro. And it's like, in the same way with, like, Corona, we're like, all right, what's the end result gonna be? Like, is it gonna be a result that we're back to normal, we make adjustments, but hey, we move on with life? And, like, with, like, the wokeness and, like, cancel culture, it's confusing, and it's like, Jared, where does this end, bro? Is, like, literally no one gonna be, because I feel like we're gonna have a bunch of people who have great perspective and point of views that are just gonna fucking stay silent. And then what's, like, the long lasting effect of that maybe 50 years from now? Well, we could have had some great movie or album or book or invention, and, like, that person was just so shunned at an early age of, like, yo, shh. And now, you know, they're like, you know what, I never even went on to, you know, make that great screenplay because I was too afraid of the backlash. So man, it's a very slippery slope. Again, there's a lot of movements and things happening in the world right now that probably needed to happen years ago, but I think that they can happen, and we can still have a healthy conversation about if you don't agree with something of it, right? Like, I feel like we're just too quick to, like, hey, it's this point of view or nothing else, and if you are that other side of it, we're gonna figure out a way to get you the fuck out of here, which is, again, it's kind of scary, man, because, like, there's gonna be a lot of things out in the future that we don't agree with, and we're just gonna be like, fucking just shut the fuck up and just sit in a corner. Like, that's a sad word of fuck. I'd rather live in the fucking world where I'm getting scanned on my fucking forearm for a fucking vaccine than live in a world where I can't fucking voice my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, agreed.
All right, man, let's take a quick break. Let's pay some bills. We got sponsors now, so you know we're fucking blowing up with our 23 listeners weekly, so shout out to y'all. So we'll be right back in a second with Audio Theory, episode 37. All right, and we're back. All right, man, so a lot has happened politically with a ton of shit. We dropped episode 36 last week, Return of the Woo. Loving that Pop Smoke album. And apparently the fucking justice system loved it so much as well. They're like, you know what? Let's go find those murderers and see what the fuck happened to him in February, bro. Because it's really fucking convenient that his album drops, goes #1. And they're like, yo, this shit was so fire. I gotta go find these fucking killers right now.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Convenient ass timing. I don't know if these fools, like, were just rubbing it in these fools' faces, tagging NYPD or LAPD in this.
Oh my god, bro.
Convenient as shit, though. He's like, yeah, we got him here.
We got him. We got 4 of them. We got 4 of them. Like, what? Yo, it was happened like 5 months ago. Like, what do you mean?
It was probably someone who knew all along, and they heard the album like, yo, this shit is so foul what you did. I can't believe I'm not getting Shoot for the Moon, Aim for the Stars #2.
Yo, has to be, bro. Yeah, man. So apparently, they found out it was 4, like, I think 2 teenagers and 2 like underage, like not even like, yo, something wild, like super young people. They said that they just fucking found his information online because he posted something on Facebook. with his location, and just showed up and apparently just like killed him. And then that video that we fucking shared last night together, the I don't know, one of the guy's friends saying that, yo, you know, we know what happened. Fuck y'all in my DMs. You know, we popped that smoke or something like just kind of like play on words.
Yeah, smoking on pop. Smoke.
I'm smoking. Yeah, something fucking foul as shit. But yeah, man, it was. I feel like we had to bring that up because that's just fucking hysterical to me that this shit just so happens. Like, yo, we're so fucking offended by this. The number one artist in the country right now. Because, bro, like him, I mean, obviously, I know we're going to get to Juice WRLD in a second, but, bro, that album is going to do phenomenal numbers. Like, no one would have seen that thing coming, like, 7 months ago when he was alive. So, it's so well received. So, I feel like there's no way that didn't play a part in this. That someone at these labels, like, bro, we have to get justice for Pop Smoke because, like, this is going to leave a void in the industry for a long-lasting time. We got to figure out who the fuck did this. And, like, it's just wild to me. Like, literally, within 3 days of the album dropping, they have all 4 people in custody. Like, what the fuck were you doing the past 5 months?
Whenever this, so first to start off with the whole smoking on Pop Smoke thing and it being disrespectful. When you sent it to me, my first thought was like, yeah, it's disrespectful, but I thought about Chief Keef, and I know there's like a phrase in Chicago, smoking on Tuka, which apparently is super offensive because I guess. Really? Yeah, I think a rival gang member to Chief Keef's crew, or his gang, I think he's Blood Disciples. This guy died, and in Chief Keef songs, they always talk about smoking on that individual. That individual is not, you know, this revered rapper that everyone knows. So people don't really think too much of it, but when it happens to Pop Smoke, it's, it's a whole different story. Right. And with the killers being caught, I wonder if fans, and more particular street dudes, if they're happy that the killers are caught, if they're happy that the suspects, some of them snitched, because I think that's the only reason why justice was ultimately served.
Do you think so? Like, is that confirmed? Like people came forward and gave information?
No, I think it's confirmed that after the suspects were found, that one of them snitched on the rest. So maybe one suspect was found, or 1 or 2, and then they're like, oh, these other 3 guys helped me, whatever. But anytime this stuff happens, I feel like artists, like let's say Meek Mill, just because I know he's one of the more vocal ones, when it happens, they're never vocal in the sense like, yeah, I'm glad they're caught, like blah blah blah, but usually they're like, oh yeah, fuck these scumbags, like blah blah blah. But I feel like if the dirt's not done to someone we actually like, then it's fine, because they're always quick to say, oh, Pop Smoke was an official dude, people are just jealous, blah blah. But he may have been the jealous, violent dude 10 years ago, and I don't want to take like this conservative approach to it where you want to bring up someone's past to tarnish their reputation. But I also do think it's a little hypocritical. It's like, we love these rappers so much, and they may have been doing the same dirt that we like to criticize. And it always just gets me thinking when shit like this happens, because he wasn't like a Juice WRLD or something where it's just really unfortunate set of events. Like, I really don't know if Pop Smoke may have fucking shot some dude's brother and killed him over $200 he owed him or some shit. Like, we don't have that information, so it always gets me wondering. Not that, I mean, we definitely lost someone who's young, regardless of what mistakes he made. Definitely don't wish anything like this upon him, Nipsey, anyone else who's trying to make a change in their life. But I also want to encourage up and coming rappers to realize the energy you put out can come back to haunt you. So you can always make a change later on, but I would try to do it now before you become famous and loved by the public. That's kind of the only thought that was running through my mind as the suspects were caught.
Yeah, no, dude, all fair points. So going from one late rapper, unfortunately, to another one, because we had the Juice WRLD album drop last week after our episode, Legends Never Die. Initial response to the album, love it, hate it. I think it's like 19 songs. It's exactly 21 songs, an hour long. What were your thoughts on it? Initial thoughts. You don't know. I don't need like an in-depth like.
Initial thoughts. I thought it. I mean, for me personally, I was never huge on his music catalog. It just wasn't for me. Not to say he wasn't talented, but it was similar to the quality of his previous work, in my opinion. Nothing I feel like is gonna go down as like a classic or anything. And personally, not something
I'm gonna sell like crazy. Though,
it's gonna sell like crazy. I think just because of the hype. But if he were still alive, I personally don't think it would have gone down in history as like, you know, one of the best works of art. I think he just has a different style, and I think that's his appeal. It's kind of that rock, Post Malone-ish type vibe. But for me personally, he was never an artist where I fully understood the hype, I guess. And it's honestly some pretty like dark, it has a dark, depressing tone to it, which I personally, at least in how it's delivered, and not the biggest fan of, but
sure,
I understand why people love his music, I guess you could say. What are your thoughts on?
For me, I thought I enjoyed that they took the it was similar to Pop Smoke when they had like the intro and outro, where they're showing people giving love and respect to like what the artist is and was. Because I think Lil Dicky and Eminem were talking on the outro about like how amazing, you know, Juice WRLD is, and he can just fucking freestyle off the dome, and
that's what I did love about him. His freestyles were like impeccable.
Yeah, so it was cool that they had that on the album. For me, I personally love the first Juice WRLD album, Goodbye, Good Riddance, I think is the name of the album. Like, dude, I just had the Candles. Like, dude, there's just so many fucking hot, like, amazing songs on that. I listened to this on one of my drives, like, back home. Not enough standouts for me. Like, nothing stood out. Like, I thought it was just good. Like, yeah, he's fucking good. Because I feel like, I don't know, because he's passed away. But what you just said about like any up and coming artist, like the energy you put out, you know, like just him constantly talking about death, you know what I mean, and like, you know, taking drugs and blah blah, and then knowing he died of that, the initial like listen through for me was like, damn man, I was just fucking sad, you know what I mean? Whereas with Pop Smoke, not so much, because it was still like an upbeat, fun, happy-go-lucky album. Whereas like if Juice WRLD was still here today, his normal album is still like emo and depressing. So this just made it even that much more depressing for me, that I was never able to really remove that from the actual enjoyment factor. So I'll give it a couple spins. My heat of the week is from the album, though. Like a couple songs were like, hey, like this could be really, you know, good on a couple more spins. But initially for me, it was more like, damn, like this motherfucker really died from like just some dumb shit on drugs, and like was constantly talking about death and being on drugs. Like even Mac Miller has a couple of lines, but like he was never a drug rapper. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like he even talked about fentanyl a couple times, but it was more like, I really hope no one fucks my shit up and puts that in my stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to have, whereas like this dude is like just talking about like, I need this, I gotta have drugs. Like it's like,
yeah.
It just felt very bittersweet, but like unlike Pop Smoke, a very depressing bittersweet, because it's like, damn bro, like fuck, like you literally died of this, and you were talking about this in all your fucking songs. So
yeah, I felt like with Mac Miller, it was kind of like he was just venting, and he's almost like he was playing with death but didn't necessarily want it. And then with Juice WRLD, every time I hear his music, I guess with just how strong the drug lyrics are, I appreciate how raw they are, but sometimes I'm like, damn man, like someone needs to. It doesn't even seem like entertainment. Yeah, it doesn't even seem like entertainment anymore. Like other artists are like, yeah, I'm sipping on lean, popped a perk, whatever. I know people recreationally do this shit, so I'm never like necessarily, oh, they're at risk because I don't know how much they're doing or whatever. Whereas with Juice WRLD, it was almost like he was on it before the song, during the song, after the song, and I'm like, is no one like preventing this shit from going left.
Dude, yeah, there's like one song where he's like, I can't breathe. I'm just gasping at air, hoping to fucking exhale. I'm like, bro, you alright? Like, are you fucking, like, are you straight up?
It's almost like he's in the hospital, like, or in the ambulance, like, literally writing this shit. And it just makes me uncomfortable. I've never felt that way. I feel like with other artists who dance around the drug lyrics, and I think that's what was different with Juice WRLD is it almost made me feel like I was in a room with somebody who's trying to get me to pop a bunch of pills, which was a first for me. And I think that's maybe why I couldn't get into some of his other stuff.
Yeah,
even the cover of the one with Future, what's it called, World on Drugs or some shit?
Well, the album was just horrendous on its own. Like, just
like the cover art made me feel uncomfortable. It was like pills and lean, like flying in every direction.
Yep. And it's like, why are we so comfortable with this, right? In hindsight, but again, dude, it's again. I'm gonna give it another spin. I mean, I feel like it's not fair to like completely judge an album off like one listen. And it's because like he's such a like you know he's not here anymore. We're not gonna have that much bodies of work in the future. But yeah, the initial spin through for me was similar to you. I mean, just not enough. Like nothing stood out to me. Like, wow, this fucking sounds amazing. And then it was just really fucking depressing, bro. Like, depressing as fuck. Again, he already made emo rap, but now the fact that he's not even here, and then you're just still listening to that same emo rap, it's like, fuck, man. Like, this is sad, bro. Like, this is just really fucking sad. Where I feel like with Mac Miller and Pop Smoke and other art, I mean, just really those two. Like, those are the two I have Mac Miller in my top 5. But you're able to remove that and still enjoy the music. Whereas with this, I almost felt like dirty even fucking listening to this. I'm like, yo, why am I listening to this right now? Like, this is just fucking wrong. So, again, we'll give it another fucking spin. Any other topics you want to hop on before we get into Heat of the Week?
No. Let's get into it.
We have a couple ones we can probably put into next week's episode. Because the stories are kind of like, there's a 6ix9ine story out there. Billboard story out there we should get into next week, just because they're still developing, so it's not fair to us to talk about it and not really know the full ins and outs of it. So we'll save those for next week. All right, man, so what's I know you already told me you have a Heat of the Week since fucking Monday, so let's tell people what you fucking have been burning your fucking iPhone.
So I know I've mentioned before lo-fi hip-hop and my interest in that genre, just because it's really good work from home music. But I came across this new channel called Quarantine and Chill, and the YouTuber, his name is Ryan Celsius Sounds. I want to say he might create these tracks, but if not, he definitely curates them and posts the mix. It's like a live 24/7.
It won't be on our playlist, but go on YouTube and check out the page, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. So Ryan Celsius Sounds. And what I love about this YouTube channel is the songs. They have that lo-fi vibe, but it's like remixes of mainstream songs.
So it sounds familiar, but it's different.
It sounds familiar, but it doesn't have that distraction factor. I know, like we were talking about, sometimes it's hard to work and listen to like bass thumping mainstream top 40 shit, but it'll still have the lyrics, but just a different vibe to it, and it's super hard. I can listen to it nonstop, and I have been. So I would check that out. One song that made me fall in love with the channel was this remix of Drip Too Hard by Gunna. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. I have it on my computer. I don't know if the sound will come through. Let me know if it does or not.
All right, let me know, bro.
Where is this? Right here. Can you hear that at all?
No, it's not coming through.
1 second. Can you hear that?
Yep.
All right. You can hear like the faint lyrics in the background.
Yeah, you can't really, it doesn't really come through that clear. Yeah. But it definitely doesn't sound like Drip Too Hard at all, but it's funny that it is.
Well, but if you hear it with obviously with headphones on, it'll sound a whole lot better. But that was
it's Quarantine and Chill, the YouTube page.
Yep, Quarantine and Chill by Ryan Celsius.
definitely add that for sure. Yeah, especially because we're gonna be working from home for a long time, my guys. So like, if our listeners want some music, definitely peep that. For me, and I will add this to the Apple Music Audio Theory playlist. Again, updated with new fucking music throughout the week, every single week. So we're never gonna fucking, if we're listening to it, we want you to listen to it. Which I really enjoy. This is the one song that stood out to me the most from Juice WRLD's album, mainly because it had a lot of like artists who we love separately. Hate the Other Side, featuring Polo G and the Kid Laroi, or Leroy, apologies. And it was produced by Marshmello. So it just had like a lot of like, it was like a can't miss, to be honest, bro. Like,
Nice.
like if you're gonna have a fucking hit, this is the one.
Those three people.
Yeah, so, and with Juice WRLD, right? So yeah, I would say this one really stood out. Hate the Other Side. Really simple fucking song, but well produced, good lyrics from everyone involved. The Kid Leroy keeps fucking like elevating whoever's writing his fucking lyrics. Maybe it might be August, who knows? But like this shit just sounds good. So like, yo, keep doing it, bro.
Nice.
So yeah, hate the Other Side. Adding that to the playlist now. Yeah, really, really good fucking song. And again, don't take our word for it. Check out the fucking Juice WRLD album for yourself. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, fucking email us, wherever the fuck you need to get hold of us. Just fucking let us know what you think about it. Any final words, bro, before we dip?
No, man. Just stay safe. Keep your head up and fuck Rona.
Fuck Rona, bro. I need to probably make that shirt like fuck Rona 2020. That's what the fuck I'm voting.
I guarantee there's nothing out there right now. We gotta do it.
And just like the Audio Theory fucking like logo on the back. Like dude, we might just have to fuck around and like, yo, we get some like extra income over the next coming months. Just like make a bunch of fucking merch.
Let's do it.
All right, broski. Love you, man. Be safe.
Too. Peace.